Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media, and I am here in Rotterdam in the studios with Claudia Beumer from C4 Fuels. Claudia, welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. So I understand this is your first time at Breakbulk. What do you think?
I did not know what to expect because indeed it is my first time, but I'm positively surprised to see the scale of the event, the diversity of the stands, the people here, and the positive vibe. It's really, the first day has flown by and I'm really pleased to be here. So I'm looking forward to the next 2 days.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, you're involved in our Women in Breakbulk program, which we love. You'll be doing a workshop in our Women in Breakbulk lounge. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I actually already did the workshop. And it was,
you did? Oh, my goodness.
No,
See, time gets away from me.
I know. And it was really nice. There was a workshop about bunkering and the future of bunkering. Because bunkering is something which touches all of us, independent of which type of cargo you transport. All ships have to be bunkered. But the way we work in bunkering is still like, some years ago. And we need to bring that part of the industry up to the standards of today. So with digital solutions, technological developments, new fuels. So we had a workshop on brainstorming on how we can do that and how all stakeholders in the industry can contribute. So it was very nice. I had of course, predominantly female audience, which was a special experience, but very active and very engaged. And
you get some good ideas.
Absolutely, but also the other way around. I just met somebody on the way over here and she said, well, you really made me think about it because we always take bunkering for granted. But it is not something which should be taken for granted. And we really need to think about how to bring that up to the standards of today. So the fact that I made somebody think about that felt like a huge compliment.
Oh, I'm so glad. So tell our viewers a little bit about your company. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I started my own company slightly over 2.5 years ago because I've been working in the maritime industry, predominantly on the bunkering side for 16 years, always with big companies. And I felt like I need to actively contribute something to our industry to make it better, cleaner, more efficient. And working for big corporates, you don't always have that opportunity. So I decided to start my own company. And now I'm working with all stakeholders in the maritime industry on implementing new fuels, make them understand how to use those fuels, see what the opportunities are, but also do a lot of training on alternative fuels, digitalization, measurement of conventional fuels. So everything to just capture the potential that we have as an industry and make us slightly better or maybe even more better than we are already today.
Well, that is certainly a worthy goal. Tell me it seems as I talk to people that there isn't today at least a single fuel that everyone has adopted for one reason or another. Can you fill us in on that situation?
Yeah, indeed. The industry has moved away from the ambition that there would be one fuel for everybody, because that's just not going to work. If you look at breakbulk, project-based cargo, you can't really rely on one fuel because you never know where you can bunker. And of course, if we look at the cruise industry as an alternative, they have very fixed itineraries set for the next year, so they can really determine what is the fuel for us. So based on the trading patterns, the type of vessels, there is a fuel which fits best. But that also means that we will not have one fuel, but it's going to be a mix depending on the type of ship and the trading route, which makes it slightly more complex, unfortunately.
Sure. What fuels are in that mix?
LNG will play a big role because that is something which is already available today. And with the blending in of bio-LNG and synthetic LNG, once we get there, LNG will still be a big part of the fuel mix. People are exploring methanol, green methanol. So that will be a next big fuel. And something which is very recently explored as well is the blending in of ethanol and methanol. So that is the new kid on the block. And when we look into the far future, of course, hydrogen-based fuels like ammonia will play a big role, but we need to overcome some safety hurdles for that. And in the more short term, and especially for the more project-based cargoes, it will be in the blending in of biofuels, which is something which is already readily available and can already achieve some improvements on the emissions.
Yeah, that's good. And what is one of the big concerns that we've heard over the past, I don't know, 5 or so years is the infrastructure, maybe lack of.
Yeah.
Where are we now with that?
It is improving. A lot of ports are also really acting as a facilitator to achieve that infrastructure and to make sure that they can facilitate most of the new fuels for their customers. So there is a big change happening. But of course, it's the old chicken and egg story. A lot of people are not investing in fuel production or fuel supply facilities if they don't see the demand. And that is where, that was also one of the key takeaways from the workshop this afternoon. As stakeholders in the industry, we really need to start talking together and building those partnerships so that the demand and the supply becomes more balanced. And then that infrastructure development will be a result of that. But luckily it is improving. If I compare today with 10 years ago, it's a huge difference. Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If you wanted to have that, if you wanted to foster that collaboration, you're here in the Netherlands and you were going to have just the ideal meeting, sort of a play on the 6 people you'd have to dinner, right?
Yeah.
Who do you want at your table to get the most done?
Definitely a port, because I think the port is really the physical connection and also the literally connection between all the stakeholders. Regulators, because for a lot of people in the industry, the lack of clarity in regulations is holding developments back. So they should be around the table as well. And then some fuel buyers and some fuel suppliers, because in the end, it's the commercial connection that really drives the progress. So that would be the ideal setup.
All right. So tell me what's ahead for you, Claudia.
Well, I hope at least if I look at the very short term, so being here at Breakbulk, I'm building a lot of new connections and really understanding the breakbulk industry and how we as an industry can help them moving forward with decarbonization. And then in the longer term, raise awareness about bunkering and the importance of bunkering for our industry and society. And make that slightly greener, slightly cleaner, and slightly more digital. Small steps, but in the end, that will be the most sustainable growth.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.